Hope everyone is doing well. So I just wanted to step onto this live to not only come out and check everyone's mental health, see how everyone is doing, but also I wanted to state how I felt in terms of some of the jobs that I've worked in as a dad. So some of the jobs that I've worked in as a dad that I just felt was something wasn't right with some of the jobs that I've worked in. And as a professional, I've worked in education many years. I've worked as a for paraprofessional assistant, uh, uh, caregiver in the group homes. I've worked many different aspects of these jobs over the course of 15 years. And I wanted to just come on here and just state that some of these jobs are really just, yeah, it brings in some money, but some of these jobs are not safe. Some of these jobs, honestly, you really risk your life doing. And as a family man, even if I was not a family man, I feel some of these jobs are just not worth doing. And I wanted to come on here and kind of relate to someone out there who may be working a job that you in your mind feel like you shouldn't be doing. Because let's be real, times are really hard right now. Times are really difficult right now for a lot of people. A lot of people are struggling mentally. A lot of people are struggling financially. A lot of people are struggling emotionally. A lot of people are struggling spiritually. So I wanted to come on here and kind of just chop it up a little bit about that. So some of the jobs that I've been working in the past. So one of the jobs I wanted to come on here and kind of like discuss is being an Amazon driver. Thank you for joining. I wanted to discuss being an Amazon driver. So being an Amazon driver was honestly a great experience for me in the beginning. So I worked as an Amazon driver for about maybe a couple of months, and I'll explain why it's only been a couple of months. So as an Amazon driver, I don't know if anyone out in here can relate to working a job that you just felt was a dead end job, or jobs that you feel like was unsafe. Because let's be real, a lot of us have, hello, just saying hello to everyone in the chat room. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Happy New Year, everyone. So I wanted to just discuss some of these dead end jobs that a lot of us have. Because in this new year, honestly, we got to really reflect on what's going on and how we're doing as a people. So one of the jobs that I was just speaking about is Amazon, being an Amazon delivery driver. And this job was not an easy job. Like when I say this job was not easy, I mean it was not easy. It was very physical. It's a lot of heavy lifting. Like they have you lifting up some things that you feel like honestly some you feel like you would need some help with some of these things. And the treatment I got on this job was not good. Like I can honestly say when I was driving Amazon, I've had some bad experiences with it. And a lot of times when I would work Amazon, I would get out late at night. And I mean after 8 p.m. A lot of times I would get off on that type of time. I would get off. And some people were nice and others were not nice on this kind of job. So some of the experiences that I've had was they would give me this white van. And when I say white van, I'm talking about cocaine colored van. Like this van was like a pedophile van that they let me deliver these packages with. And when I say I did not feel safe, I really did not feel safe delivering in this van. First of all, the van that they gave me did not have any kind of Amazon delivery lettering on the van. And when you're delivering in some of these vans, people look at you from the neighborhoods. They really look at you, and they're like, it's almost a look as like, I'm confused of who you are. I don't know who you are. You're stopping in front of my home with this white van. My kids are out in front. I have no idea who you are. And you can't blame them. This job made me feel unsafe because I was delivering in like very sketchy areas. And when I say sketchy areas, I'm talking about, there was this one time they had me deliver near the woods. I don't know about you guys, but can you guys imagine delivering a package near the woods? And first of all, Amazon, they train you to look out for dogs. They train you, and before you get out the van, you're supposed to look around, make sure there's no animals, because of course, if you hop out and a dog somehow is on the lawn, you may get attacked. So they do a lot of training with like animals, a lot of safety trainings. I'm just reading some of the comments here. Nothing wrong with white vans. Let's put racism aside, brother. Funny. But yeah, I would get out the van, and there'll be moments where I would see like an animal right on the porch. And they teach you, do not get out the van during this moment. Always call the customer to get their animal, put them inside before you step out. Because there's been instances where, I'm sure you guys have seen videos on YouTube, where Amazon delivery drivers get attacked. They get attacked by these animals. I'm not getting attacked for anybody's package. Let's clear that up. Nobody's package is worth getting bit, getting mauled. No. So there was just instances where I just felt unsafe. There was, like I said, I was in the woods one time, and they wanted me to deliver this package. And a lot of times with Amazon, they have the customers give you like these descriptions of where they want their package to be delivered. So there was this one customer that wanted their package to be delivered on the second floor, adjacent to the front door. Like I said, it's confusing. So I had no idea where I was going. And it was the woods. So you can imagine getting out of your van, trying to haul a big package. You don't know if there's bears out here in the woods. You have no idea what kind of animals there are. It's extremely dangerous. So anyone that's doing Amazon or knows about it knows exactly what I'm talking about. And my nighttime adventures, when they had me delivering these packages, I remember one time I complained and I said, I can't see the numbers on the house. This is when I first began working. I was letting the managers know, like, it's difficult for me to see the numbers on the house. What am I supposed to do? Because some houses do not have the numbers in front of them. So a lot of times you're guessing. And in this day and age, you don't want to guess no one's home number and you ring the wrong doorbell. You don't want to do that. So you know what this guy told me? One of my superiors in the job, you know what he told me? He told me to get a flashlight. There was a flashlight somewhere, I guess, in the back. He was like, get a flashlight and bring it with you. So in my mind, I'm like, something doesn't sound right about that. To get a flashlight and put it on someone's home. So I'm going to get a flashlight and I'm going to put the flashlight on someone's home at nighttime. I'm going to shine a bright light on someone's home. I'm going to shine a bright light on someone's home. I'm going to be unsteady with a package, trying to figure out if this is the right house. Does that make any sense for me to do? So they could put a red dot right here. I will not do something crazy like that. That makes absolutely no sense. So my thing again is, if you're working a job like this, if you're working a job like Amazon delivery, you got to be careful. Because a lot of times they will send you in a location that's very unsafe. And as a driver, you never know where you're going to be sent. That's the thing. You have no idea where they're leading you to be dropping off some of these packages. So I'm just reading some of the comments. A flashlight, that's crazy. Yup, it's insane. What if they shine a shotgun on you? Yeah, that was part of my fear. That was part of my fear. You never know whose doorbell you're ringing, and especially if you're in a crazy neighborhood, you have no idea. How often does this happen? Honestly, this can happen at any point. At any point. But that's the risk we run when we work these kind of jobs. Amazon, Uber, these are the kind of jobs where you have no idea the person you're dealing with. Pit bulls are scary and unpredictable. Yep, they're very scary. I've actually gone in front of some homes that had pit bulls in front of them. I had a pit bull stare at me before I could even open up the Amazon van door. Before I could even open it up, the pit bull was just looking at me like, I just dare you to step out this van right now. I dare you. That's the kind of time we were on. Just reading some more of these comments. Yeah, tell me about some of the jobs you guys had that you felt unsafe. What jobs have you guys worked where you just felt, is this really worth my time? Like, even if you're not a family person, like, have you guys worked a job where you just felt really unsafe? You felt like your life was in danger every time you clocked in. And I'll tell you some of the jobs I worked. Amazon, like I've been discussing. I've worked Uber Eats. Uber Eats is okay. But at the same time, again, you don't know who you're delivering to. You have no idea what stranger is coming out. Okay, I'm seeing a comment. They should let you take a picture and skip the delivery in such instances. Well, Amazon, they do. It depends on what you're referring to. With Amazon, they do let you take a picture of the package, but in terms of like something unsafe, like the dog, they really don't have any methods where you can take a picture of like a dog. They just have like a number that you can call, like Amazon customer service, and you can call that number and kind of speak to a representative in terms of that. Let's see. You are really good at storytelling. You can be a really good spectator or presentator. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. So can you guys think of any jobs that you're currently doing that you just feel like it's unsafe? Any job. What's a job that you just feel like this is not worth someone doing for a long-term position? Like, what are some positions that you can think of that you probably should not be doing, and you know it in your heart? Someone said firefighter. Okay, I could see why. Anything else? Someone said roofing. Sean. Okay. Any other job you guys can think of? Has anybody been doing Uber? Have you tried a car sales job? I think you can easily sell cars and make good commission. I guess it depends on where you're selling the car, what location. But with Uber, I've done Uber, guys, and I feel like I felt in danger as doing that as well, because I feel there was just so many instances where I just felt unsafe. Like, there was this one incident. I was doing Uber late at night, or I should say early in the next morning, and I was picking up someone. And here was my sign that my night should have been over a long time ago. With Uber, they will give you like this notification that someone wants to be picked up. And I got a notification maybe 12 something a.m., right? Guess what name popped up on the notification? Because Uber, they have a screen where they show you the name of the person that is being the notification. Guess what name I saw in there? This was a clear sign from God that I should have ended my night a long time ago. Lucifer. I swear, that was the name that popped up. Lucifer. Once I saw that, I was like, oh no, my night is over. Whatever money I'm making, that's the money I'm taking home. I'm not, you think I'm gonna pick up Lucifer at 12 something a.m. in the morning? That was the best decision I made. There would be no way I'm picking up somebody named Lucifer. This person could be the sweetest person in the world. Sweetest person in the world. But if I'm doing Uber, I'm sorry. It's early morning. My night is over. I'm not picking up Lucifer at 12:30 a.m. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to judge. But from that name alone, I knew God was sending me a message, a personal message. Go home. End your night. Go home. Get some rest. We'll talk about tomorrow. That's what God was telling me in that moment. But anyway, like I was talking about with Amazon, some of the horrible experiences that I've had, they've also given me a type of Amazon van where the van was like broken up. Like if I looked in some parts of the van, like they had like wiring hanging out of the inside, the interior of the van. And those times I was like complain about it and they would do nothing. They would just say that's the vans they have. So in my mind, I'm like, how are we supposed to be delivering these packages safely? Safely. Because you don't know what some of these wires are connected to or what they need to be connected to. These are the type of vans they would have us use. And a lot of times you're thinking about your safety first. Because any job you work, you got to make sure you're able to be safe first. You don't want to work any kind of job where you feel unsafe. All right, somebody says, I was about to say the name Satan. Yep. I wouldn't pick him up in the daytime next to a police department, let alone at nighttime. Yep. Seriously. I don't feel safe. Yeah, and honestly, a lot of these jobs, you got to just use common sense. You got to use your common sense when it comes to some of these jobs, because some of these jobs will have you risk your life more than you need to. And honestly, you got to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're not passionate about what you're doing nowadays, is it really worth it? Yes, we have bills. Yes, we have responsibilities. We have a lot of things that we're thinking of as humans, right? But at the same time, what are we weighing? Are we weighing responsibility versus safety? I think that you have to really think about those things. You can't just say, oh yeah, I got bills to pay. I got to just get this done, which a lot of us do, unfortunately. But you got to think about your safety. If your safety is a top concern, you're not going to do some of these jobs. You're just not. Do you have any crazy stories with picking up crazy, freaky passengers? Oh yeah, I do. Thanks for that idea. IQ General, yes. So I do have a story. So one time I picked up so it was a college campus. So late at night, it was like the party scene, I could tell. They had me pick up this one woman. She came into the vehicle very drunk, very intoxicated. And this wasn't really a freaky story. It was a crazy story, I should say. So I picked her up and I saw this other guy outside arguing with her before she got into my car. And it was a scary situation because he was like really aggressive with her, verbally aggressive. So he was like yelling at her, screaming at her. She got into the car. She was still yelling back and forth at him. And me, I'm just trying to pick you up and go. I'm not trying to wait around and see what's going to happen next. I'm not trying to do any of that. Yeah, I probably should have kept driving. You're right. So anyway, she got in the car We leave, but before we left, it was like she was about to really physically fight this dude. So I was in a situation where like, oh shoot, I should have just left in that situation, honestly. But I something told me let me just stay for a little bit. I stayed for a little bit. She ended up getting in the car and we left, but it almost seemed as if she was about to get in a physical altercation with this guy. Like it almost got to a point where I felt he was gonna come drag her away. Can you guys hear me? Your hand is on the mic. All right. I just took my hand off the mic. Thank you, IQ General. So yeah, like I ended up driving away because that could have been a situation where the guy could have tried to get aggressive with me. I'm just trying to do my job as the Uber driver. I'm not trying to get in no altercation. I'm trying to pick her up and bring her where she was. She was obviously really drunk. She was like wobbly. She couldn't, one of those situations. So I got her to where she was, but it was one of those situations where I almost felt like it could have gone completely left. All right, was the guy drunk? He man, he possibly could have been. Like I said, it was a college dorm area, so it was a lot of activity around there, and he possibly could have been drunk as well. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But like I said, I've had a lot of weird people come into my car. Like I had this one guy. I felt so uncomfortable picking him up. But I didn't know until he was already in the car. So he got in the car. He was all right at first. But then as I started driving to his location, you know how you're driving and you're like looking into the rear view mirror? Like you keep glancing up like that. And you're looking to the person behind you, just watching you, right? Watching them. This guy, I don't know what he was doing, but he kept making these sounds. It was so weird. I wanted this trip to end so badly. I was already in the moment of driving him. So I was almost there. I said, let me just hurry up and get him where he's going. But it was weird because he was like making these noises and he kept shifting his weight. I don't know what he was doing. I don't even want to think about what he was doing. But I got him where he was going. It was one of those moments where I just felt like my neck was vulnerable. You ever feel that feeling? Like you just feel like something bad might happen? Uber is one of those jobs where you'll meet cool people, but at the same time, you're going to meet weird people, strange people. You should put airbags under the passenger seat so you can eject them out the certain. I wish I could, just like Batman, eject someone out the passenger seat or back seat. But yeah, like this guy was so weird. Like I don't know what he was doing, but I felt so vulnerable in the moment, and there was nothing I could do because I was already driving him, you know. And it was just like as soon as he got out, I was so happy. I was relieved. I was relieved. I've picked up drunk people, like I said before. I've picked up people who just their vibe was just awkward. Like when someone enters your car and it's like they don't want to talk, which is fine. Not everyone is going to want to talk, but some people just have like weird energy. And Uber made me feel like energy is very real. It really is. Because you'll get people in your car, they have like this joyous spirit about them. So when they step into your car, it's like, I could talk to this person about anything. I almost feel like I can talk to them about my whole family. And some people, it's just like, okay, they step into your car, it's like a weird vibe, and then they kind of like give you that weird energy. Like they don't say anything, but you just feel a weird energy from certain individuals. And it's fine, honestly, because everyone is different. But at the same time, it doesn't feel comfortable when you know someone is sitting behind you and you're trying to drive them to their location. And you just want to get to that place safely without any kind of altercation. Like Uber, I've met some creative individuals. I've met some toxic individuals. I've met some very high opulent individuals, people who have a lot of money. I've met so many different characters just doing Uber. Let me see. Let me go through these comments. Alcohol is like the root of most problems. People become animals on alcohol. They should completely ban it. Yeah, some people cannot hold their liquor. Let's just be honest. I have family members that should not have a drop of alcohol. They need to be drinking water all night long. Water and juice. Some people just do not need to drink any alcohol because they have no control. They don't know what they're doing. And they're just a danger to themselves and a danger to society. Where do people with money want to go? That's a good question. That's a very good question. I've always thought of that. Why would someone with money be taking an Uber? Aren't there other various forms of transportation if they didn't want to drive? That's, easier than money or more comfortable than Uber? I don't know. That's a good question. But like I said, guys, any type of job that you're doing, make sure the kind of job that you're doing is something that you like doing. Don't just do a job just to do it. Because at the end of the day, we're all getting older and we really need to focus in on what's making us happy. I understand we all got bills. I understand we got responsibilities, but our happiness should be just as important. So guys, okay, let me see. Where do they get dropped off? Some people get dropped off at airports. A lot of rich people that come into Uber, they get dropped off airports. Have you thought about starting a business? Oh yeah, definitely. Businesses are very important. I definitely am thinking of doing certain businesses. Like right now, currently, I'm trying to think of something that I'm passionate about. So something that I'm passionate about right now, I would say would be like a t-shirt business. Because I am a poet and I have a lot of ideas that I want to put on shirts. So that's something that I'm definitely considering. So guys, I just want to tell you guys, thank you for joining this live. I hope you guys check out my page. A lot more content is coming. And I look forward to hearing from you guys again. All right? So happy New Year to all you guys. And we will be returning on here again. All right? Till next time, guys. Peace.